Growing up in my little village in Cameroon, I heard of a country in Africa, a country where dreams come true. Kind of like the New York of Africa. For everybody in that country who had a burning dream to become somebody, there was a possibility that they became that person. Now, I heard stories of businessmen who left my country, Cameroon, traveled to this country, and made it big time. Some of these stories were very fetish, like had some voodoo stuff going on, but an interesting fact is that some of these stories also were made from just pure hard work. One thing that is very common about all of these stories is that nobody ever traveled to Nigeria and did not hammer, be it in business, be it entertainment, whatever. Nobody ever traveled to Nigeria and did not make it big. So can we just agree that you can't talk about giants in Africa without mentioning Nigeria? Like, it's not possible. And this is not only because Nigeria is the most populous country on the continent, Africa, but also because Nigeria influences the entire continent economically. Number one, Nigeria is one of those African countries that has a currency of their own, and the Nigerian currency is called Naira. The Naira was introduced in Nigeria by the CBN in 1973, and the name Naira was adopted by Obafemi Awolowo. The Naira replaced pound sterlings, and the value at that time was 2 Naira to 1 pound sterlings, which was really high. Sometime in 2007, the value of the Naira was higher than the dollars. This was because of the high oil revenue from Nigeria. The Naira has a very undulating story because currently the value of the Naira has dropped drastically. Nigeria, they good. Carol and I bought banana. That banana, now 5 bananas, so 5 hands. It was 800 francs. And then when we went to the counter, like this is what we bought. When we went to the counter,
how much was the banana in Naira?
Like 2,000 something, 2,500 something. We went to the counter. The entire bill is 25,000 Naira. 9,000 francs. We bought apple, we bought pear, we bought indomie, we bought Yaounde. This one is 2,500, 3,000. We bought water.
Vicky and conversion. Vicky converted.
Anything that we buy, we bought deodorant. I got a donor. All of it 9,000 francs. I dey relocate scam Nigeria. Go and chop my dollars. Then I'll go back like prodigal son and beg.
Prodigal son and beg. I'm returning.
Okay, so we have like the economic influence on the continent, and then we have like the cultural influence on the continent Africa.
The entire African continent consumes made in Nigeria products, and this will range from Nollywood movies, it goes to the gospel preached by great ministers in Nigeria, and then we also have Nigerian music. So it's kind of like MTN. Everywhere you go, you would find somebody in some country consuming made in Nigeria. So this influences not only the African continent but the entire globe. You see people all over the world jumping onto trends when Nigerians release music. And we also see the exaltation of the body of Christ all over the world. So let's just settle that. You can't talk about big, you can't talk about giant, you can't talk about massive in Africa without talking about Nigeria.
Nigeria is a lovely country, a giant of Africa. In Nigeria, we are free. You do things the way you like. Nobody harass you, no disturbance. The only thing you need just to wake up in the morning, go for your business, don't look for trouble. Nigeria is okay. It's a freedom country. People say Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is this. No. It's only when you come to Nigeria, you know that Nigeria is the best. You come for Africa. When you say Africa, Nigeria is the best. It's a place that even though you don't have money, you will survive. I love my country. I love Nigeria. Shout out to my people. Shout out to the president. Shout out to everybody in my country. So you are welcome.
So I have heard a lot of stories. I have heard a lot of stories about Nigeria.
Nigeria! Not be everything you see for internet, you go believe.
As a travel and lifestyle content creator, I have been to, I've not traveled too much, but I have been to 4 African countries plus mine. And all of these countries, I tell you, when I go and I'm having chit chat with people, the topic of Nigeria just comes up. Like you don't know, it just comes in like a thief in the night. And this is to tell you that Nigeria isn't silent. When it comes to Africa, Nigeria is not silent. Nigerians are not silent. Take for example, when I went to Tanzania. Tanzanians have like this low-key Oyibo culture. You go out with somebody, you can invite somebody for a date, then the person pays their bill, and then you pay your own. Avoid me, Tanzanian. So they have that, that Oyibo culture where you can take somebody out and then the person pays for what they're eating, you pay for what you're eating. Yeah, Tanzanians do that. So the last time I visited Dar es Salaam, I was talking with a couple of like guys, and they were like, oh, things are changing because Nigerian men are coming to Tanzania and Nigerian men are spending on their women, and the women no longer value them because they are not spending because they expect you to split the bill and everything. So they're like, those Nigerian men, we don't want to catch them, we don't, those kind of things. And yeah, that's the first Nigeria topic that I ever encountered. Number 2, I went to Kenya and I was talking with this, like he's like the owner of some Airbnb. So he was telling me about an experience he had in Nigeria. He was telling me about an experience he had in Nigeria. He saw like a business online that he wanted to venture into. He spoke with the people, and then he took like caution. He traveled to Nigeria. He met with the people in a facility, paid money. He was supposed to come like the next day to collect stuff from the warehouse so that he could collect the goods and then travel back to Kenya. The next day he was coming back, that office was it did not exist. It did not exist. So it's like the office was just cute. They just created that office that day to receive him and his money. And then when he went to the office, Otilo, it have gone. He went. And a lot of people, when they have stories about Nigeria, they have like this crime wave, which exists in every other country. I'm based in the capital city of Cameroon, Yaoundé, and we have stories like that all the time. So that one is just based on you. You have to be street smart, you have to be discerning, you have to trust in the Lord to direct your path so that you don't go and fall into the hands of somebody. But that was his story. Everybody has like an impression about Nigeria all over the world. In Cameroon, you can't walk in our markets like for 2 minutes and you don't hear like an Ekene or Emeka. Like, Nigerians are everywhere. So everywhere that Nigerians find themselves, they have this way of just blossoming. They have this way of just making statements. Like, a Nigerian cannot be somewhere and you don't know that this person is a Nigerian. Like, they're just going to show themselves forth, and that's the Nigerian effect. Apart from that, what I have heard around, I have my own personal experiences with Nigeria. So I've dated like 2 Nigerian men in my time on the earth so far. Don't ask me how I met Nigerian brothers, but I'm going to answer you. The first was Igbo. I met him in Cameroon, and then the second, Yoruba, we met online. All of them showed me pepper. All of them showed me, like, it ended in tears. But I have settled in my heart, no. So there's over 237 million people in Nigeria. I can't say Nigeria is like this because of my experience with 2 people, or because I went to Tanzania and I heard something about Nigerians, or I went to Ghana, or I went to Kenya and I heard something about Nigerians. This is me saying I am not building a mindset, an ideology about Nigeria based on my experience with 2 men. I want to go to Nigeria. Let me experience this Lagos traffic.
This is not my job. This is not my job. I have my own work. I don't think so. I have my own personal. I sell wristwatches and also like that.
To move from one place, I'm even calling it travel because it's actually traveling. You know this adage that says a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. That journey of 1,000 miles there, it's in Nigeria that they were meaning. Because explain to me how you want to move from one location to another as a content creator. I want to go out and do plenty stuff, but I can't. Like you from my experience, you can't do too many things on the same day. Like you have to pick one. It has to be one. Because explain to me why I order a ride. I'm going to some place and the ride tells me that arriving in 3 hours. Hey, like, am I in the same town? If you want to cross to do stuff, like in your mind, just plan that you're going to be on the road for 5 hours. How do I explain this for you to understand? As somebody who is just coming into Nigeria, I feel like I have this toxic connection to Lagos. Let me explain. While in Lagos, I'm complaining. I'm like, I can't deal with noise. I cannot. This town is too fast. It's too loud. I can't deal with it. There's a town which is similar to Lagos in Cameroon. It's called Douala. It's fast paced. People are up, like the town is alive 24/7. And I'm like, I can't stay here. I can't stay in Douala. It's too busy for me. So I come to Lagos and it's giving me that vibe, but amplified, and I'm like, I can't deal with this. So we travel to, I loved my time in Owerri. I love Owerri. I feel like Owerri is a city I can raise a family in. Like, I just love the place. Drop a comment if you're from Owerri. And then we moved to Abuja. We're currently in Abuja, like I said. And then I'm walking around Abuja. I'm like, gated estates everywhere. Everybody is in their house. Like, what's happening here? No vibes. Like, nothing is happening. And then I'm like, I miss Lagos. I miss the wahala of Lagos. I miss the drama. I miss the chaos. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, this could be a trauma response. It could be me submitting to the toxicity. I don't know if that's the right word. I don't know. Where I am right now, it's quiet and everything. I love it, but I cannot wait to go back to Lagos. So I feel like if I was based in Nigeria, Lagos would be a place where I would go to and then run out and cool my head and then go back to Lagos and then run out and cool my head. Yes, so that's what I feel would be my lifestyle if I was based in Nigeria.
I want to experience it. I want to enter bus and be doing yaba. All of these things that Nollywood has been showing us. I want to see it for myself. I want to eat the amala and ewedu. I want to try the jollof. I want to breathe Nigeria, experience it, see it for myself. And then I can come up with a first-hand story about Nigeria to share with the world, okay?
My trip in Nigeria, I have met the most amazing people. This is like the first video I am posting about Nigeria, but as of now, I have visited Lagos. I have visited Onitsha, I have visited Owerri. Currently, I am in Abuja, and tomorrow I am set to visit Kaduna. For me, it's the people that I have met. I want to even cry. I want to cry because there's a notion people have about Nigeria, which, based on their experiences, so when you want to travel around, they're going to be like, oh, be careful. Everybody's telling you be careful. But coming to Nigeria, I have met the most amazing people. I won't even lie. And I just bless God for the connections that I have made during this trip.
So like I said, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be visiting Lagos. We're going to be visiting Abuja. I don't know where else. But if you're Nigerian and you're watching me, drop recommendations of places for somebody who is trying to... My village people, I say I want to go overseas. I want to go to Nigeria. You start breaking things. It's Nigeria. Oh, don't break things. Yes, Nigeria. Okay, so if you're watching me and you're Nigerian, in the comment section, please drop comments. Where do you think I should visit? What foods would you have me try? What places would you have me go to? What do you want me to see? I am super excited about this trip. I can't wait to share with you all.
So another thing I noticed when I came to Nigeria is that the charging ports are different. So they have like the 3-head thingy, the 3 head thingy. In Cameroon, we have like just two dots like that. You just put in your charger. So in Nigeria, it's 3 heads. Their chargers are 3 heads. It was strange to me. I tried charging my phone and it didn't work. Thank God I traveled with a universal charger. Even if I didn't travel with a universal charger, like this is the center of commerce in Africa. So, and because of the value of the naira now, buying for me is a little more affordable. So it wouldn't have been a problem. I would have just gone to the market and bought things that will adapt to the charging ports here. Another thing I noticed which is different is the building system. Okay, I don't want to talk about the estate like that's. I'll talk about those things in another video. But I passing through like a construction site today in Abuja, I saw that their brick. How do I explain this? The brick is like that. Like there's a hole from here and there's a hole from under here. But in Cameroon, this place is sealed. And then we have, okay, let me seal this part. You see? It's like that. Don't mind my explanation, but that sure you get it. So it's like that. But in the ones I'm seeing, like it's just open, like there's a hole through.
In a bit to fit in, because I know that in Kenya they call it muzungu. You know, I think it's a phenomenon like everywhere. If you go to a place and people feel like you're not from that place, some places, if they feel like you're not from that place, people try to cheat you. Not really from my side of the country, Cameroon, but in the capital, this Yaoundé where I'm based. If people feel like you don't know a place, they try to cheat you and stuff, you know. So I know that people do that. If they feel like if they feel like you don't know something, some people may want to cheat you and stuff like that. So I'm trying to familiarize myself with some Yoruba and Igbo words so that by the time I go on the street, you won't even know that I'm a foreigner. Like kilo de kilo shele. Hey, gun. Yeah. I'm going to be taking you through my Niger dictionary. So every time I travel to a country, I have like a small notebook, especially countries where the language is not English, like that. I try to write some words that will help me to mingle with the locals. Like when I traveled to Ghana, I wrote down some Twi words. I wrote down some Ga words so that I could relate with the people. When I traveled to the east, I had some Swahili words down. So now I want to write down some Igbo and some Yoruba words. Okay? Ẹjọ́, ẹ má da ìdọ̀tí sí ibi yìí tó bá ṣe bá wa ń tàn gbogbo. Ibi yìí ṣe. Biko emetokwala ibia ma oburu nime aga manyegika izaka ebianile. Driving through Lagos, we found so many toll gates, and these toll gates, some of them were dilapidated, some of them it felt like there had been a struggle there, and they were not in use. So when I asked my driver, he told me that they stopped using the toll gates because of the NSAS, but that wasn't very clear. The news about NSAS was global. We all heard and sympathized with that, and commend Nigerians for their courage and for standing on what they believe in. Drop a comment if you have like a full explanation of why the toll gates are not functional for my better understanding. Thank you so much. Stay watching. This is going to be an exciting series. I promise you. Follow the journey of how I'm going to be in Nigeria, okay, and mingle with the Nigerians and all of that. All right. Okay, we have come to the end of this video. Let me pack and go. Wait.